Hey friends, Sarah here, and Midori is also here. I know. How are you guys doing? Hi. Augie is here, Steffers is here, Gemma, hello, welcome back. Forsaken, hello, Cass, hi. Eridan, hello, back with a new knee. Well, that's exciting. Yikes. Almond Crush is here. Chris is here. Takara and Tim. Hello, everyone. Dahlia and Alex. Alex, you're back. I forgot you're off for a few weeks. Megra is here. Hello. Carmen, Shannon. Hello. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy to see each and every one of you. If you're joining us for the replay, hello and welcome. Replays are always available out on my YouTube channel, which you can find under my name, Sarah Ray Werner. Hopefully you can find it. I don't know. Hey, Tania is here. Hello. So yeah, if you ever miss a create along, or if you ever want to rewatch one, or if you ever just need to feel a sense of community on a day of the week that isn't Wednesday, check those out. Oh, Alex, you're gonna be back 3 weeks in a row. I love to hear that. That is fantastic. Oh, I love it. I'm going to take a sip of water. Those of you who have a beverage tonight, what are you drinking? I have water, and I also I have some more blueberry tea. I hope you're hydrating. Hey, Charlie's here. Hey, friend. It has been another week. It has been a day. It has been a day in a long string of days, in a week in a long stream of weeks. Hello, Sarah is here. Falling Hoshi. Hello. Hi. Ooh, pumpkin spice cold brew. Yes. Ooh, tea for Falling Hoshi. I love it. Yes, this is definitely not moonshine. As you can see clearly, this is water, not moonshine. Gotta hydrate. Gotta keep my husk worthy of writing. Midterms. Oh my gosh, yes. Sarah, if you need to study tonight, go ahead and do that. Hey, Jimmy's here. Good. A really good day for Jimmy. I love to hear that. Chris, no updates on the TV show as of yet. Things have been going really slowly, and honestly, I'm kind of okay with that right now. It's just kind of nice to have some time off to work on season 2 of Girl in Space. I'm doing some other projects, and I don't know. It's been nice to have the time. Yeah. I want to make sure I don't overlook. Steffer says, I'm feeling a bit low today. Had some concerning announcements at work today, and I'm officially back in the job hunting gang preemptively. I'm still employed currently, but the writing's kind of on the wall, Yep, lots of reorganizations, growing pains. Yes. Incoming. Yes. I feel like starting a job search early, you're just protecting yourself. We're thinking of you. I know that job searching is not fun, and it's hard and frustrating, but it sounds like you're getting a little bit of a head start, and I know you're awesome enough that you'll find something maybe even better than what you have now. I would love that. Hey, Rebellious Comet is here. Hello. Yes. Hydrating with water and Moxie. What's Moxie? Northeastern United States. Is that like a Yoo-hoo? Is it like a chocolatey drink? I don't know what Moxie is. You have to tell me. Ooh, fancy tea that a tea shop in Vegas sent Alex. Wow, to try out for the tea cast. That's like a definite perk. You know what? I should have done something like that. I should have had like a coffee hour or something. Or like actually had, when I was doing my coffee break podcast, I should have had some kind of like coffee sponsor. And then they could have sent me free coffee. There's a way to make this work, isn't there? As you can see, we've got a little bit of a, I don't know where I'm pointing. We've got a little bit of a dark and stormy situation going on here. So you'll see a lot of branches thrashing. We're having the most beautiful autumn day here. Yes, aren't we? Um, it's gorgeous. The leaves are finally changing. Well, more of them are changing. So like more are not green, which is nice to see. Beautiful yellow and orange and red colors. But with it comes wind and rain. I love the rain. Don't love the wind so much, but there'll be a lot of movement going on around outside today. Yes, Sarah, good luck with your midterms. Moxie. Hey, Monty's here. Hey, Monty. Davis, are you here? Okay, I'm scrolling through comments. I missed a lot while I was talking about our thrashing weather going on. Yes, 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 yes. Ooh, Dahlia says it's definitely been a day today. I'm hoping to draft some of my Halloween short. Lovely. Each time I've tried the last few days, it's been frustrating. And I'm frustrated when I don't write it. I'm just frustrated. Yes. Yeah. Frustrated when you write, frustrated that you didn't write. It almost feels like a lose-lose, but I think you only feel the lose if you don't like write at least a little bit. At least that's how it works for me. I have to write at least a little bit and then I feel a little better about it. Yes. Oh, now, Megra, you're saying this in a way that makes me think that maybe you are eating cookie dough. Megra says, I'm drinking water because I'm definitely making healthy choices and not eating cookie dough. Well, whatever it is you're consuming, I hope that you're enjoying it and that you are just seeing it as an act of self-love and self-care. Because that's what I want for you. You are active tonight, jumping up on my chair a whole lot. Oh, and I'm petting your face. Nuri is my 19-year-old cat who weighs, actually, I took her to the vet recently and she weighs 3.5 pounds. Or maybe it was 4 pounds, but it was not 3 pounds like I thought. So she's putting on some healthy weight, which I love to see. Takara, good. Tonight you're focusing on your poetry instead of your short stories. Cool. Natasha, hey. Ooh, Natasha says, listening in while I make dinner for the kids and trying to get into the writer mindset. Ooh, Natasha, what does that writer mindset look like for you? Is it a clearing out of clutter? Is it welcoming in of some kind of creative energy? What does that look like for you? And have you ever used a like an exercise like morning pages or something to help you get there? Davis, hi. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Steffers says, COVID has made job searching a very consistent activity of mine over the last couple years. I'm an excellent interviewer because of all the practice I've had. Hey, you're keeping your skills sharp. That's what you're doing. You're keeping your skills sharp and you're networking. That's what you're doing. You're meeting all sorts of really good people who might prove to be invaluable contacts later on. Davis, is it your birthday? What? Is it really? I'll have to like scroll down to find the answer to that question I just asked. Okay, so we have an answer from Moxie. It's a soda that has a ... a taste to it that some people like and some people don't. I'm obviously on the side of like it. Well, now I want to know. I'm gonna have to like do some Google searching. I want to know what it tastes like. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Yes, yes. Hey, Anne. You had to wade through the ad. Yeah, I know. Twitch and YouTube have been really bumping up the number of ads that we've been seeing lately. I've noticed a big uptick in ads. Jimmy says it was a dark and stormy night. Suddenly an Alpenhorn rang out. Yes, Jimmy is predicting the future, which those of you who have attended one of these create-alongs might be familiar with at this point. And more about that in just a little bit. Scrolling through the comments. Scrolling through the comments. Yes. Okay, still scrolling back up. Oh no. Oh, I've missed so much. Oh shoot. Okay. I'm catching up. Oh, it's Midori, you put your tail in my mouth. Pinball Princess, hi. Pinball Princess says, oh, Moxie, I haven't had it much, but it's sure the taste of caffeine. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Oh, Alex, that sounds beautiful. Not the stealing, but the view. Alex says, I stole my kid's bedroom because he has the best view in the house over the empty lot next door with a beautiful oak tree and the warm setting sun. That's idyllic. Ah, that's beautiful. Yes, wind is also my enemy. I have really sensitive skin, and like the second wind hits it, it gets all oily and it gets irritated. And I just don't like the air moving against my skin. It's just, ugh. Do not like wind. So I love having my windows open. They are very firmly shut tonight because it is so windy. Okay, Falling Hoshi says that Moxie tastes like tar. Okay, that's fair. Monty, you might be the only person on Facebook tonight. A lot of people have migrated over to Twitch. But I'm going to keep things going on Facebook because it's just, an extra click of the button. And like, I don't know, Facebook was like down earlier this week, or maybe that was last week now. I'm remembering things out of order, but it might just be you. So thank you, Monty. Thank you for holding down the fort over on Facebook. I appreciate it. Oh, you got to brainstorm a story. Oh, Annie, that's lovely. Nibbling so to bed so you can hang out for a bit. Earlier, I got to brainstorm a story with a 7-year-old niece, so that was awesome. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. Oh, happy rebellious comment. I love to hear this. Rebellious comment says, I'm so happy. I actually have creative stuff to do today. Usually it's dinner time and I just bank the creative energy for later. Good. I'm excited you get to join us tonight. I was just thinking about our session last week and how we didn't do any creating last week and how I want to make up for that today. Although our conversation last week was, it was really great. It was really great, and I needed it, and I think a lot of you guys needed it, and that makes me feel really happy. If you missed last week's Create Along, it's the Create Along for October 6th, 2021, and it's on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sarah Ray Werner. Here's how you spell my name. Go back and check out the live stream for October 6th, 2021. It's just like a 2-hour conversation about what we're all going through right now. And it was just really, really fun. And it was really a lovely time. Okay, 1 second. Oh, Sarah, that sounds great. Sarah says, just saying, next week this time I'll be in a hotel room in a hotel spa resting, like a self-help retreat. I love it. I can't wait. That's going to be amazing. We don't take good enough care of ourselves, a lot of us, I think. So Cass, I appreciate this perspective. Cass says that cookie dough can be part of a healthy choice. It can. Aridin says, I'm hydrating. The vodka in my glass is purely accidental. Hello, Damien. I'm so happy you're here. Apple juice for Anne. I love it. Oh my gosh, Alex, that's huge. Last night, Alex says, I finished up an Ostia mini series that was over 8,000 words for our season 6 Indiegogo campaign. And it was all longhand. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. So do you usually write original stuff longhand and then like type it up later? And this question is open to anyone who would like to answer it. Sorry, 1 second. My voice is coming and going. That's good. That's good. Yes, thank you, Dahlia. See, now this is extremely important to remember. So cookie dough has eggs. Eggs make Gaston get big and strong. Therefore, eggs are healthy. Yes, yes. That's right. Gaston was a big part of last week's Create Along, and in fact, some members of this very community rewrote the lyrics to the Gaston song, and it was amazing. So again, watch last week's replay if you didn't get a chance to see it. Oh no, Monty, you missed it. You missed last week's Create Along. Monty says my daughter was in, and I haven't seen her for 3 years. I missed a very good Create Along watching it tomorrow. I'm so glad you got to spend time with your daughter, though. That is important and good and wonderful, and you can always catch up on the replays of the live streams. So good for you. 26, Davis, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, man, 26 is a good year. Ooh, 26 is a good year. Tania says, this week I'm being reminded of the importance of physically being with the important people in my life. Yes. And that doing so may keep me from writing, but it's worth it to fill my heart. Yes. Through a bit of time with these special people. Yes. And that's really a place where balance is good. You know, lately I've been just considering the existence of balance in our crazy, crazy lives. And some things we have a choice in and some we don't. And it's really, really good to spend time with your family. It's also really good to be intentional and purposeful with how you spend your time. So making that choice to spend time with them for the right reasons is really, really good and beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, Matt R 1980. Hello. Yes. Hey, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Wanted you all to know that I've been thinking about last Wednesday's session and especially Jimmy's honest struggles on my mind all week and definitely feeling a lot of the same recently. Yes, Matt. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I carried a lot of that with me through the week too. And it was just really good. I felt really, more a part of the community, like knowing that we all felt like we were all in a very similar place together. Um, so yeah, yes. So what's everyone up to tonight? Oh, Tim just asked, what's everyone working? Oh, it was like 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. Hey, guess what? Surprise, Sarah. Sarah is behind on comments. Okay, I'm going to try to scroll really quickly. And everything, oh my gosh, everything that you say, everyone here, you say such smart and wonderful things. I'm sorry, I cannot, just for the sake of time, I can't highlight everything. So I'm just kind of going through and spot highlighting what I see. But thank you for being so active in the chat. I love having an active chat. It just makes my heart so happy. Liz, welcome. Extremely spotty internet connection for Liz. Worse than usual. Liz says, will do my best. Yes. Yeah, Takara, sometimes just doing whatever creative work is flowing right now. So it sounds like your poetry is just really flowing. It's coming easier than the stories are right now. So you are on the right track writing poetry. I love to hear it. Davis, your life is just so delightful. Work is having a meetup at a pumpkin patch corn maze, and then I'm meeting up with people for drinks at a bar. Oh my gosh, have the best time, please. I love it. I love it. Take good care of yourself. Falling Hoshi says, the past few weeks I've been on a creative high. Ooh, working a little each day on my work in progress, but today I'm feeling the creative lows. I get that. Yeah, it doesn't feel like burnout, just depression. Yeah, we've got those ups and downs. I had, and I never know how to talk about depression because I've heard some people, I used to say my depression. And then I talked with some people who are like, don't call it your depression because then you're like labeling or identifying yourself with that. And I was like, then I don't know how to talk about it. The depression I feel sometimes. How about that? The depression for which I am medicated and which often tears me away from my creative passions, gets the better of me, often gets the better of me. And, we do what we can. I don't know. I don't think there's a writer or a creator out there who doesn't struggle with something. I feel like anxiety and depression are common. But there's all there's all manner of things that we can struggle with as creators, and you're not alone. I don't know any writer who has a perfect writing day every day. So I just want you to know that I understand, and I think a lot of us here understand, and I know it's frustrating. So let us know what you're going to do today during our create along, and what you think would be fruitful and helpful for your artist spirit. And again, this is going to go for everybody. If you are not in a place where you feel like it would be a good idea to like work hard on a project tonight, so of course you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to work on your novel, your poetry collection, your podcast, your memoir, paintings, blankets. We have so many multi-talented people here in this community. But if you are not in a place, whether you don't feel it or if you think it would be maybe not necessarily harmful, but not good for you. Um, when we start creating in about 9 or 10 minutes, um, you are welcome to do something else that nurtures your creative spirit. Whether that is just sitting here and participating in the chat, whether that is writing a letter to your past self or future self, whether that is doing some journaling, whether that is calling your mother or your sister or someone who cares about you, whether that is doodling or, breaking out the watercolor paints or just lighting a candle and staring out the window, watching the wind outside, whatever it is you need to do tonight, that is what I want you to feel free to do. You're here because you have set aside this time for your creative spirit, and I want to make sure that you're taking good care of yourself. Oh, now I can't not think this. Rebellious Comment says, my brain just heard scrolling through the comments, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Yep. Ooh, baking muffins. I love it, Anne. Tim says, I just finished a very emotionally charged penultimate episode of Omen today. Whew, it was good. Tim let me listen to it, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like Tim is going to feelings jail. Like we're going to lock you up, Tim. You are going to feelings jail because you broke my heart with this episode. And Tim says, gonna try to get started on the finale tonight. I love to hear that. Hey, LA Baker is here. Hello. Hello, hello. Ooh, okay. Natasha says, I'm not sure it expresses it entirely. Expresses its entirety, but the writer's mindset begins with feeling like it's the thing I'm supposed to be doing and everything else can wait. Yes. Oh, it's like a calling. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Brainstorming ideas for your queer horror novel. Davis, are you writing that for NaNoWriMo? Or are you just writing it just because you can, because you're amazing? Yes. Shadow of Truth and Making Yet Another Pumpkin, says Anne. I love it. Yes, promo stuff for the Ostium Indiegogo. I love that. You guys are amazing. Finishing up first round edits on my queer villain story for a submission. And then I think tackling a couple book reviews I'm behind on, or working on a novelette. I'm not sure which one yet. Everyone in this community is so creative. And I feel like so many of us are multi-passionate. And it's like, oh, do I want to work on my poetry or my short stories? Or do I want to write a novel? Or do I want to cook dinner for the whole family tonight while my husband heads off to a work dinner thing? This is creativity and this is life. And they all just kind of get mashed up here together. Ooh, LA Baker says, I'm working on a scene I've been trying to avoid. Ooh, why have you been avoiding it? Rebellious Comment is having a fight with the last 2/3 of that outline tonight. Yes. Oh my gosh, Liz, this is adorable. Making tiny stuffed animals for your patient's younger children and then writing one haiku after another. Time well spent. Yes, 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 yes. I know. Augie, well, there was like a large comment earlier and I used it to like pick the cat hair off of my lip gloss. It was bad. Oh, watching Midnight Mass. We haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen Squid Game. I haven't seen any of these newfangled shows that everybody's going on about. But one day. Ooh. Meg says, I'm trying to decide if I have brain power to write my novel or if I will cross-stitch instead. I got sidetracked on new story ideas earlier. Ooh, Shannon, sketch archive journaling tonight. Woohoo, I love that. Oh, nice. Damien says, tonight I'm writing a new episode of Cybernautica. Good. It's going to be a good one. Yes, it will. Davis says, oh, I completely forgot about NaNoWriMo, but that would be fun. Yes, if you're doing NaNoWriMo, aka National Novel Writing Month this year, let us know over on our Discord, or I guess let us know here. If you're not familiar with NaNoWriMo, go out to nanowrimo.org, NaNoWrimo.org, and you can sign up there. It's basically you write a 50,000 word novel between November 1st and November 30th. And yeah, I've tried to do it year after year, and I never like win. I never finish a 50,000 word novel in that time, but I still get some writing done and I have fun. So, you know, Cass. Cass says, I had an epiphany recently about what kind of stories I enjoy and want to write. Oh, and am allowed to write. Yes. And now I am motivated to do plotting and world building in a way I've been afraid to do for literal years. Cass, this is huge. Oh my gosh. The stories that I enjoy and want to write and am allowed to write. Yes. How many of us have like rules in our minds about what we are and aren't allowed to write, or what we are and aren't even allowed to think about or dream about? Yeah. What kind of if you could write any story that you wanted and keep it hidden from the people who you need to hide it from, what would you write? You don't have to answer that in the chat. That can just be a question for you. Um, oh, that's beautiful, though. That's beautiful. There's freedom in that. There's freedom and growth. All good things. Cass, that makes me really happy. Thank you for sharing that with us. Ooh, Steffer says I'm working on studying Polish tonight, as well as start take selection for episode 2 of Spectre. Beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, coloring. Hey, Pico, I'm glad you're here. Coloring sounds like fun. Yes, it does. Yeah, might just veg out, watch YouTube. My crochet projects have even gonna crawl. Yep. Yeah, so I recognize I'm not in my right mindset. Yes, yes, yes. Hoshi, yes. You have to do what sounds right for you. Yeah. Annie says, I think I'll just be reading tonight. Yeah. I just turned in a story for a critique and just got a rejection on another one. And I don't really feel like starting the next thing with either. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Particularly with being away from home. I get that. Mary says, I'm working on coloring the planets for a model of the project I'm doing with the kids. Mary, that sounds beautiful. That sounds really, really, really great. New job, overwhelm. Yeah, is struggling against the desire to get this novel done sometime this decade. Yeah, there's just not time and energy for all the things. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very much. Very, very much. Oh, Augie, it got lost in the comments before, but Augie says, I'm working on my Halloween costume. I love it. I'm letting myself do the thing I'm hyper focusing on instead of podcasting. It might make the show late, but I can't focus. So it's this or nothing. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yep. 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 Ah, yeah, it's this or nothing. Sometimes you have to just like resign yourself to, my brain is obsessed with this right now and I have to follow that, because it's either I follow that and find a little bit of harmony, or I rebel against it and get absolutely nothing done. So it sounds like a good use of your energy. Oh my gosh, mini Mars bars. That makes me so happy. Yeah, Anne says, Sarah, I'm going to be honest. This week has been getting away from me, meaning I've had a lot to do, but I didn't seem to have enough time to do it. Yeah. And we have to sometimes think about like why, is it because I simply have too much to do? Like I have how many? I think you have 186, 186. I think that's right. Yeah, 186 hours every week. And maybe you have 200 hours worth of work to do. Or do you have, enough work to do proportional to the time you have to do it in, but you're self-sabotaging? So like you're procrastinating, or you're putting it off, you're not letting yourself work on it, you're getting in your own way. What is it? Yeah. What is it that's causing the feeling of too much work, too little time? Is it even that, the things that you are getting done are taking longer than you anticipated to get done? Yes. Thank you. Yes, Damien, this is beautiful. Damien says, got to do what you got to do to avoid burnout, Augie. Don't fall into the trap of sacrificing your well-being for consistency. Yes. It was funny. I was talking with Tim. We were on a walk, and Tim was like, when did your episodes of Girl in Space come out? And I was like, oh, not consistently. And in fact, I know we're going to start writing here and creating here together in just a second, but it was just a really good reminder to me that you can still like have a meaningful show. So like I re-downloaded the episodes of Girl in Space. They came out September 17th, 2017, October 2nd, 2017. Okay, that's like 2 weeks. October 18th, 2017. Okay, that's like 2 weeks. November 2nd, 2017. Kind of like 2 weeks. And then November 22nd, 2017. December 19th, 2017. Then the next episode did not come out until March 8th, 2018. The next one came out April 15th, 2018. Oh boy, May 21st, 2018, July 9th, 2018, September 15th, 2018, December 26th, 2018, and then August 18th, 2019. There were 8 months between episodes 12 and 13 of Girl in Space. I don't know. It was good to remember that, and good to remember that you can give yourself time and still be okay, still be successful. JC Fab says, I'm taking a break from packing to write a short story from a writing prompt. I love it. Love it. Matt says, trying to work on a post about Halloween, but right now it is hot garbage. Of course, most posts are until they aren't. That's true. Hard to know if this is worth the effort of editing or turn to something else, but the deadline is coming up in the next few days. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have an answer for you, but I want you to know that I feel this and I've been there. And I think that you'll end up writing what you need to write. Oh no, Pico, go get some tea because we're going to be starting. Heart everyone. Oh, I love that. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Yeah. Augie says, I always set arbitrary goals for myself and can never keep them. So I feel like I need to do something by a certain time, and if something else comes up, I rush to do the other thing. Yeah, and make it crappy. Yeah. I wonder if this is like an ADHD thing. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a many people do this kind of thing, but it's hard. It's hard. Oh, Augie. Augie says that's why I keep a Girl in Space sticker on my laptop for exactly that reminder. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, goals are tricky. Yeah, to get just right for however your brain works. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Monty says, so I'm wondering if anyone else has issues with being able to journal, like journaling block. That's a very good question. Yes, I struggle with that actually, Monty, and I use journaling prompts a lot. So just like short story prompts, but if you Google journaling prompts or journal prompts, I've gotten a lot of really good ones about like, oh my gosh, all sorts of things. Writing a letter to your past self. There's all sorts of things that ask about like how you're feeling and like why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. There's also, I don't know if you've read The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, but every chapter, like the chapters are divided out into weeks. So it's a 12-week course essentially in a book form. And each chapter, so each week has like 10 different tasks. And each of those tasks is essentially a journaling prompt. So if you can snag that book, I found those to be very helpful in creative development. I guess it also depends on what you want to get out of journaling. If you want to grow as a writer and creator, if you want to just explore your past memories and maybe open up some answers in your past. Oh gosh, you guys are sweet and wonderful. Folks in the chat right now are talking about supporting me on Amazon Prime via Twitch and subscribing. So thank you. It is greatly appreciated for the sellout train. Oh, you guys. Choo choo, choose to give that baseless cash to Sarah. You guys are the best. You're absolutely the best. Hey, speaking of you guys being the best, let's do some creating together, shall we? We're only 6 minutes late this week. I am very thirsty, which is good. It means I need to hydrate. I'm hydrating. We're taking care of ourselves. So yeah, hi, hey, welcome to another Create Along. If I haven't welcomed you already, we're gonna do a thing. And again, if you are not in a good place to create tonight, please do not feel pressured. Do what you need to do, whatever your brain is just hungering for. Whether that's reading a book, whether it is listening to a podcast, doodling, journaling, staring out the window. If you don't have the creative energy to create tonight, I encourage you to do something that nurtures your spirit, creatively speaking, something that just feels good to do. So try doing that. Otherwise, if you are here to work on a creative project, be that a poetry book, a memoir, a novel, a podcast, whether you are making a quilt or a sculpture or a piece of pottery, hello, hi, the next 50 minutes ish. So it's 7:37 right now. We're going to go until 8:30 Central Time. So the next hour-ish will be just for you to focus and create and breathe and sip tea or water or whatever it is you're sipping, and just exist with your inner creative self. It's a good place to be. Sarah says, wait, so I can watch TV? Yes. If, like Sarah, if you are burned out from studying, if you are in a place where you know pushing yourself would be unhealthy, then yes. I'll be creating for half an hour and then I'm off to play D&D. You're not awful. No, you're fine. You are good. You are not awful. You are not awful. You're wonderful. You're here and you're you, and that's all you need. So, all right, friends, we are going to write until 8:30 p.m. Central. So that is 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I was like, there's another time zone. 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 Australian. So yes. Shall we do this? I think we shall. All right, I'm going to mute myself while we have our creative time, and I will turn the volume back on when we return at the appointed time, whenever that is for you in your time zone, with the gentle yeeting of the alpenhorn. Otherwise, you can just like set an alarm or something and then join us. Also, if you're in the flow, if you find yourself in a really good space, when we come back, you don't have to come back. You can mute me, keep me muted, X out of here, whatever you need to do. Take care of yourself. Follow the flow, whatever you need to do. Oh, thank you. 3:30 a.m. European time. Thank you. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. We're going to get started. I'm working on my newsletter for Monday, so that is what I'm going to be writing. So you can watch me do that if you have nothing else better to do. But yeah, let's get started, friends. I appreciate every single one of you. Hi. Hello, writers and creators of all kinds. Hello. Welcome back. Got some questions about where'd Sarah go? What happened? Sarah picked a really bad time to make a new cup of tea. It was like 8:26. And I'm like, surely 4 minutes will be enough in which to make a cup of beautiful herbal tea. I was wrong. And I'm happy to admit that I was extremely incorrect, but I am back and you are maybe back as well. And I have a cup of tea and I'm very happy about it. And I'm going to take down our little banner here. And how was your writing session? I'm getting some folks, the Alpen tea. Yes. Nice, Jimmy. Technical difficulties. That's very good. That's very good. Yes. Yeet. I love it, Tim. I love that song. Yes. Yes, we are all coming back. So yeah, how did it go? Yes, Matt says I was wrong. A memoir of tea and timing. Yes. Like always. Tim says, oops. Tim says, I got half the dialogue cleaned up for the first scene of the finale. Yes, Tim, good head start for tomorrow. Boy, do I love to hear that. I also saw a few people who, let's see. Anne says, I wrote the fun thing. I worked on my children's story that my totem and my pumpkin were calling me to write. I love it. I love it. Augie says, I fed my rats, made dinner, and showered just in time for the Alpenhorn. I suppose it just wasn't my night, but my fingers are ready to congratulate anyone that did accomplish a thing. Some might argue, also, Augie, that feeding your rats, making dinner, and showering is accomplishing several things. Yes, yes, yes. I feel like many of us have been there. Yay! I love this. Facebook user, I don't know if you're talking about the Right Now podcast, but I hope you are. So I'm going to assume that you are and say thank you. There was also some talk of MySpace during our writing session. I don't know if you remember MySpace. It was pre-Facebook. And it was like a personalized blog that you could create, and you could also like put your favorite songs to it. So you'd like open up somebody's MySpace and there'd be like that little ticker across the bottom where their song would be playing. I also remember in like, what was it, probably 2013 or 2014, Justin Timberlake was gonna like bring back MySpace and then didn't. So oh my gosh, someone with a cat named MySpace. That's amazing. Let's see, how did everyone else do? It looks like there's a lot of good comments coming in. Dahlia says, I actually wrote over 1,000 words for my Halloween short, and I actually like how it's going with 3 question marks indicating surprise. Don't mind if I disappear for a little longer. No, you do you. You write what you need to write. That is amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love that. Yes. Pico says, tea is important. Just like I came to the point that being able to enjoy this is very important in my journaling. Yes, yes. Jimmy says, I wrote 2 stanzas of a new poem. That's not quite what I wanted, but it's likely because I wrote backwards on the computer first rather than longhand first. Yeah, our method matters. Like, I write very differently, and I write in a very different style and different voice even by hand than I do on my computer. If I have a lot of ideas that need to come out really fast, I'll like type them out real quick, but like I do so much better thinking if I write longhand. So I think that's really interesting, Jimmy. Thank you for sharing that. Good. Annie says 2 stories read from thedeadlands.com, and I got enough reading immersion. Oh, good, to feel some of the stress left. Good. We have to take care of ourselves. Those of you who are really struggling right now, is there something that you used to enjoy doing that you just haven't allowed yourself to do or thought to do in a long time? Maybe it's time to write down your list of things that you used to love and see if any of them might make you happy again. Some things we grow out of, and some things we grow past, and some things we discard, and that's okay. That's human nature. But yeah, something like reading is really easy to get out of the habit, and then you don't realize you're missing it. Or at least I've been through that before. No, Sarah, this is like the worst experience. Sarah says, I studied and realized I knew less than I thought. So now I'm stressed and terrified. Ha ha ha. Oh no. Oh, Sarah, I think you know more than you think. I think you're gonna do amazing. So that's just my 2 cents here. I think you're gonna I think you're gonna do really well. Or at least I hope you do really well. Maybe that's the same thing. Chris says, trying to pick a new name for a website that I want to make. Lovely, lovely. That's always really fun. Yeah. Yes. Oof, yeah. Yeah, self-care, heck yes, and pet care. Yeah, yes. I appreciate that. Thank you, Forsaken. Let's see. Damien says, made some great progress on the episode. Heck yes, it feels really good. That is awesome. 900 words. The season is starting to really take shape. Season 2 is kind of a slow burn so far because it's setting up for some world-shattering events and twists. Okay. Damien, are you going to be going to feelings jail? Are you going to be breaking everyone's hearts? Gosh, you guys. Oops, Rebellious Comet says, I accidentally bought a bunch of books, got distracted, and only outlined 2 scenes. Hey, you outlined 2 scenes. That's awesome. And also, you ended up accidentally with a bunch of books. So that sounds like a win-win. Sounds like a win-win. Oh, good. Okay. So through the magic of editing, Matt turned hot garbage into warm garbage. Yay! Maybe even circling around a larger theme I've been trying to uncover and not shoehorn in there. That's awesome. This sounds like the kind of work that just maybe needs to appear in iterations. So iteration after iteration, it gets a little better each time. Good. I like to hear that. I like that you're putting thought and consideration into it and just kind of peeling back the layers as you go, like doing some discovery while you write. Marissa says, hi, friends, jumping in so late. That's okay, but excited to hear how everyone's time went. Marissa, have you been able to write lately? Have you been able to work on your own creative stuff lately? Yes. Good. Cass says, made some nice progression with my world building and plotting and figured out a little bit of the romance, which is going to be so fun. Cass, I love that. I just want everyone to write their best, most fun internal stories. Like, I want you to find joy and meaning and all sorts of beautiful things in what you're doing. So, yes, good. Write magic things. Tania says, my misadventures in the kitchen ended up with an improvised dinner instead of the grab and go breakfast snacks I was trying for. Oops. Okay. You're to some extent taking lemons and making lemonade, or taking grab and go, I can't say that, grab and go breakfast snacks and making dinner. And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Yes. Yes. Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm going through a lot of good stuff going on in the comments. Pinball Princess says, I think I got the first blob of my snowball done. I'm going to keep at it. I usually go for high fantasy for NaNoWriMo, but maybe I'll try cozy mystery instead of grabbing fantasy out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, that sounds like an adventure. Yes. Anne says, I think the kid in me needed to come out. Anne was using stuffed animals as inspiration tonight, and I love that. Um, Julia, I almost said Julia Child because I was thinking Julia Cameron talks about our creative spirit as an inner child. So Julia Child is where my brain went. But I think there's something to that. There's a type of permissiveness and joy and freedom that children have in creating art that we forget or deny ourselves or bulldoze over with what we've learned. So I think that's really fantastic. Letting yourself just play with words and have a teddy bear as your main character or whatever it is that you're working on. Shannon says, I was supposed to be doing sketch archives, but got distracted by a new story idea. Ooh, and went to creating new people with new plans. Oh, this story will be feelings prison. Jail for mother, 10,000 years. Forsaken says, I'm feeling really hopeful about this story, which probably means it will get rejected, but I'm having a lot of fun writing and editing it. So yay for that. You know, I have so many thoughts on rejection. I was just reading, I don't remember if I was listening to a podcast or reading something earlier from a writer who had just got another rejection, and they're like a fantastic writer. And it's like, how dare you get rejected? Like, I'm just like indignant on their behalf. And it's such a, I don't want to say it's a good reminder, but it's just a reminder that like when we get a rejection for our work, that is someone else's subjective opinion. And it may just even be related to the fact that, like, oh, yeah, this work wasn't like particularly the exact genre they were looking for. Or, I queried an agent and we weren't the right fit. Like, that doesn't mean your writing isn't good or that you're not a good writer or that you're not a great writer. Um, Subjectivity is just messy and weird. And like there's tons of people who don't like, you know, X, Y, or Z and would reject it today, like classic works of literature. And then there's, you hear stories about authors and writers who, their story gets rejected 1,000 times. And then later it turns into this like smash hit success. I don't know. So I have a lot of, but it hurts. It hurts to get rejected. It really sucks. And anyway, Forsaken, what I'm trying to say is I really hope your story doesn't get rejected, but I'm really glad you're enjoying the process because I think that is where a lot of the meaningfulness of writing comes from, is from the process, is from the joy you get from writing and creating it. Boy, do I know that's frustrating though. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff going on here. Ooh. Megra says, I love when stories have songs in them. I have a small song for a horror story I want to write, but I haven't decided yet if and when that will get written. October is a great time to write horror. I'm just saying. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Anne, I like that. Anne says, in the writer this month, I read a piece of advice I absolutely love. Make the marks you like. That's really important. Oh, Don't pay $28,000 for a domain. Please don't do that. I don't know what's going on in the chat right now, but save your money. Right, exactly. Sarah, it might even just be a thing of timing. Sarah says you could be a great writer, but just not presenting the book at the right time. Yeah. Yep. You know, it's interesting. I think that we take a lot of pride in being ahead of our time. Like, oh, I'm just ahead of my time. But it also means that, you know, your amazing work won't get published right now because of subjective tastes and trends. And it's just very frustrating. Yeah, Tim. Yeah. Tim says so much of success depends on what the hive mind is in the mood for at any given time. Right. Right. Or it just doesn't have, it's might not have found the right audience, says Dahlia. Yeah, there's so many factors. Yes. Oh, Augie, that sucks. Augie says, I even had a connection somewhere to skip the queue and my story still got rejected. That one hurt. Oh, yeah. Well, because it gives you hope. You know, you're like, oh, I've got this. It's in the bag. It's not in the bag. And the bag, maybe you don't want your stories in that bag. Just saying. I don't know. Jimmy, yes. Jimmy says, I'm steeling myself for many rejections because fairly soon I'm going to send poems out for publication. Yes, I expect rejection palooza, but that's just how it's going to be. You have to try. Yes, you have to try. And honestly, this is a piece of advice that I found myself giving to Tim the other day, and it helps me. I don't know if it'll help you. I don't know if it helped Tim. Tim, you don't have to say if it was helpful or not, but like, I treat everything like expectations wise, I treat everything like an experiment. So like, just send out a poem and say, let's just see what this does. Let's just see. And I find that, like, for me at least, thinking of it as experimentation removes my tie with my identity in the thing that I'm doing. So like, if the story then gets rejected, or if the poem gets rejected, or if, you know, my social media following doesn't grow, or like whatever I'm trying to experiment toward, then I can just say, okay, let's experiment again. Let's try something different. The problem isn't me. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I like this. Matt, this is a great perspective. Matt says, the first year I decided to submit some stuff for publication, I decided to make a goal out of getting my first rejection letter. That way I could feel like I was accomplishing something even as I was getting rejected. Yes. I like that. It's so inspiring to think about Stephen King. Those of you who have read On Writing by Stephen King, he kept a big spike on his wall. And every time he got a rejection letter, he would impale the rejection letter onto the spike. And he had hundreds of letters. And this is Stephen King that we're talking about. Maybe we all just need big spikes. You know, like, I don't know if I want a spike on my wall because I might like walk into it and like impale my eyeball, but like, you know, when you pick up takeout and they have one of those like spiky sticks that they like put the receipts on, I should get like a little spiky stick and like put rejections on that on my desk. Just like, yeah, I've earned this. Every rejection letter is a reward. That's a terrible thing, but it is kind of like a participation trophy. Am I making this worse? I might be making this worse. I like that. Anne says, Mur Lafferty, who I love, by the way, if you haven't listened to Mur's podcast, I can't remember the name of Mur's podcast right now. Oh, I Should Be Writing. Okay. If you listen to Mur's podcast, I Should Be Writing, Mur celebrates rejections because she says that rejection means you're a working writer, even though she doesn't deny the fact that they hurt. Yes. Yes. And thank you for sharing that. That is such a good perspective. Forsaken says, I've sent out more stories this year than ever before and haven't got a single acceptance, but it's whatever. I'm honestly thinking about just getting an editor and self-publishing anyway. Yeah. That way I can write my stories my way. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Mm. Yeah, you guys just don't hurt yourselves on your rejection letter spike. Tim says one cannot predict the whims of the hive mind of content mulchers. I like that. That's good. Hmm. Oh, Pico, this is interesting. Pico says, I referenced a book from 1863 this week that was initially published just for family. The chapter that was relevant was beautifully written, and the idea of publishing something like that kind of has me excited. I want to see where you take that, Pico, because that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, yeah. Augie says those were the fifth and sixth stories I've submitted to this particular place. I just don't think my brand of horror is what they're looking for. Yeah. And it's good to realize that. And it's good to know that it's not because your writing is bad, it's just because they don't line up, and that's okay. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, incoming impaled Sarah hand. Yeah. Don't hurt yourself. Yes. Yeah, me too, Meg. Meg says if I had a spike on my wall, it would end so badly for me. Yeah. But yeah, it is. It's evidence that you tried. I love that. I love that. It's evidence that you tried. It's evidence that you're a working writer. Because working writers get tons of rejections. Tons of rejections. And I feel like it was kind of almost a taboo thing to talk about, like until very recently. Um, but I've noticed now that like writers on Twitter, on other social media, like they're more open to talking about rejections. So I don't know. So they're not getting rejected more and more. They're still getting rejected the same amount. They're just talking about it more openly. And I think that's really helpful to know that like rejection is a natural part of writing and submitting and publishing. Oh, I appreciate that. What? Marissa says I have like one good poem to my name. It kind of sounds silly, but I just don't know what to do with one good poem. I guess the answer is to keep writing. Yes. In fact, write some bad poems. That might be fun. It's how we grow. Pinball Princess says, talking about rejection reminds me about how in high school, I was so proud of it that I submitted it somewhere. It got rejected. And so I'm 0 for 1. Oops. That's okay. That's okay. This is very much in the same spirit. Augie says, one of my favorite creators counts their hate comments and buys themselves something for themselves when they hit a milestone. Oh my gosh. You know, I get a lot of 1-star reviews for my work, especially Girl in Space. Like the Right Now podcast has a couple 1-star reviews, but like Girl in Space gets a lot of 1-star reviews. And it's like, you know, it hurts because it's a type of rejection, right? Somebody is saying like, hey, I don't like your work and here's why. Um and it's weird because like it still hurts when I see it. Like it just like a little punch in the heart when I see that 1 star and then the 4 empty stars next to it. But I don't carry it with me anymore. I don't take them with me. So maybe there's like a little spike in my brain that like those rejections get impaled upon and then they can't follow me around. They can't float around in my brain constantly messing with me all day. Like I see it, I feel the punch and I let it go. I put it on the spike. I've done a little violence to it in retribution for the violence it has done to my heart. And then we move forward. Mm. Yeah. Tim says, I feel like even when you're not rejected and see a bit of success, you still get hit with awards, rejections, bad reviews. Yes. It's almost like getting punched down by the world is part of the creative process. And we all actually need a community to help us get back in the saddle every once in a while. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm nodding in agreement, Tim. Yes, it's so important that we have other creator friends and a community of creators who understands what it means to feel rejected, and someone who can tell you, hey, this rejection of your work is by someone with a subjective opinion, and they might be bringing their own baggage to it. They might be projecting something onto it that you didn't intend. It might just be, it reminds them of the day that their dog died and that they hate it and they don't want it, and it's not your fault. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. This is, yeah. Pinball says, I'm definitely bad with failure and rejection in general. It may or may not have helped shape my college career. Failure doesn't mean it's the end of the road is a really hard and scary lesson I'm trying to put into practice. It's hard. It is. It is. It is hard. I feel like this is the point where I should say, like, oh, each failure is a lesson that we learn, which feels really trite and gross. And I don't like to say that, because I want to honor the fact that failure and rejection hurt. I was reading something the other day about failure, and now I'm trying to remember what it was. And people say things like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But it doesn't feel like that when you're in the midst of it, like when you're in the truth of it. You're like, I just want my work to matter. I don't want to get stronger. But it's true that, like, when I think back on it, I've had a lot of failures. And I'm still okay. I failed a lot. I feel like I should do a podcast one day just so that people can see the huge mountain of failures that have built up over the duration of my life. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Because I'm a person who's had a lot of success, but like proportionally, you have to have a lot of failures in order to have a lot of success. Like, not everything works out on the first try. And in fact, for me, things rarely work out on the first try. But a community can help you check yourself over, see and assess how hurt you are, help pick you back up, and encourage you to keep going. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Pico says, what doesn't kill you can still hurt a whole lot. Yes. Yes. Oh, wait. Is it 2-hour mark? Oh, you guys. Oh, there's some room references going on. I know. Girl in Space's 1-star reviews are hilarious. They kind of are. Yeah. Oof. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. And I love this because I'm reading My Heart is a Chainsaw right now by Stephen Graham Jones, and it's so good. Forsaken says, author Stephen Graham Jones said something on a podcast about negative reviews that I absolutely love. It's not inspirational, but it shows that even successful people are affected, like Stephen Graham Jones, who is amazing. Stephen Graham Jones says, the negative reviews, they go right to your soul. They don't mess around with going to your eyes. They just go right to your heart. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my gosh, it's past 9 o'clock. But we're we're having such a good conversation. Yes, what doesn't kill you can still suck. Yes, yes, yes. Damien says, honestly, I'm fortunate to have not had a midlife crisis, but when I hit 40, my own failures really came knocking. The things I haven't done and the time that I feel I've wasted. Oh my gosh, Damien, yes. And I don't know a way around that. I don't even know if that's something that like comes from comparison. Like I know it, happy birthday, Davis, you're 26, but it's like you're doing so much. Like when I was 26, I was like working a job that I hated. And just regrets, right? Like, oh, I could have been making like audio dramas and like writing novels when I was 26. But when those regrets come knocking, think about yourself at, your age plus 15 years from now. You still got that time. What age will you be? So in 15 years, I'll be like 50 something. And when I'm 50 something, I want to look back and say, okay, yeah, I did some cool stuff. And I want to be aware of that as I move toward 50 something so that I actually get that stuff done. Like maybe it's even an accountability measure for me. Yeah. Mm. Oh, Shannon, I like that. Shannon says the weight of the success measures greater than failure, especially when measured by the hearts you reach. That's beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Tim says any platitude that encourages people to just get over it. Yeah, that's outdated, unhelpful, and harmful often. Yeah. Yeah. We have to be honest about our feelings. And I know a lot of people are not excited about being honest about their feelings, and I'm really bad at it. But being able to say, like, yeah, this review like punched me in the heart. And so then in retaliation, I like impaled it on my brain spike. Um, I think it's good to be honest about that stuff and to like normalize it and then self publish so that nobody can reject you. Yeah. 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 It's no surprise that most successful authors aren't published until they're in their 30s and 40s and even beyond. Yeah. And that actually gives me a lot of hope. Um, I know. I know. Young talent that's so hungry and know what they want. Yeah. They're doing really well. And like Davis is one of those people too, Jordan and Davis. And you probably know your own very young talent who is, and this is comparison again, it's us comparing ourselves because they're on a journey that we don't know and we don't understand. And their life and their journey have been so different from ours. And they've maybe had access to things or they have extra drive because of ways that they've been hurt. Like, you never know someone's story and how they got to this place in their journey, like until you really get to know them. And then you realize that they're struggling with things that you struggled with a long time ago, or they're about to struggle with something that you've learned a lot about. I don't know. Again, it just stresses the need for community and for us for authors and writers and podcasters and poets of different ages to be in constant communication with each other and to constantly love and support each other. Damien says, I don't even know why I said 30s. I meant 40s and 50s. Yes. Yes. Rebellious Comet says, yes. Normalize impaling things on your brain spike. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sarah says, at 26, I was desperately trying to convince myself that I had made the right career choice when in fact I was very, very unhappy. Now I'm 34 and back on the school benches regretting I did not do it at 26. Yeah. And Jimmy says, uh-oh, I actually am 50 something. You've still got 15 years. You can add 15 years to that. Jimmy, you're going to be publishing until you're 90. You've got plenty of time. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. 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 Tim says, I'm still unlearning the garbage I was raised on. Don't assume. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And like some of us can be angry and resentful at our upbringings, And I definitely understand that and can plug the miracle that is going to therapy, and sorting through some of that stuff and freeing yourself to move forward. But I think we just have to accept that we're on our own journey. And we can have other people on their own journeys around us, but they're not on the same journey we are. Like we can see each other, we can like text each other happy faces and send each other encouragement, but we're all on remarkably different journeys. And your journey is important because your journey is who you are. You know, I was bemoaning to my therapist actually that like I told her my age and I was like, I am this many years old. And like, I was like, I feel like I've wasted so much time and everyone else is ahead of me. And I don't know, my therapist said, just very matter of factly, I'm 63. And I was like, you don't look 63. She's like, I'm 63. And I thought the same way I did when I was your age. But every decade has brought me a new outlook and a new perspective. And I just really appreciated her telling me that. And I appreciated even more hearing from someone who had been through it and who had a wealth of time to enjoy. Yes. Tim says, long story short, we're all regretting that we did or did not do or never got a chance to do that thing. Yes. Yeah. Ooh. Tim, I want to come back to, well, yes, we're all regretting that thing. You know, it reminds me of that quote, you know, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. And maybe we're all just working with our second best time. Mm. Mhm. 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 Yes, and this is so true. Forsaken Fallen says it's hard comparing yourself to young, hungry creators because when I was in college, right, there was no Kindle self-publishing, there were no podcasts, online publication was basically unpaid and very looked down upon. It's such a strange thing when you think about like, why didn't I do that? Right, because we couldn't. We couldn't. Gosh, if I can tell you a secret, I always wanted to be a book author. Like I always wanted to write books because I love books. If you haven't learned this about me, I love books. That's not the secret. The secret was that when I was in high school, I gave up the hope and dream that I would ever be a published author. Because what existed at that time was this giant machine of traditional publishing. So you had to get an agent and you had to like, you know, get accepted somewhere and do all these things that I did not have access to. So when I was like probably 14 or 15, I gave up my dream of being a book author. And I started to think about how else can I write? And so I started a blog. Nobody read it. And I did that for years. But yeah, you can't blame yourself for not having access to the tools that we have today. That's a really good point. Yeah, I really, really like that. Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy says, yes, I feel like I have to run to catch up and I suck at running. I'm not a speed guy. I'm a plotter, deliberate. It really feels like everyone is zooming past me, catching all the attention as they go. I know it feels like that. I know it feels like that. Meg says everyone in the Fellowship of the Ring was on the same quest, but they all had a different personal journey and story. I love that analogy. And, you know, Jimmy, going back to your point, I think you have to remember that you love writing. I don't know. I know that that's like not a satisfying answer. Anne is going to go fall down. Yes. Good night, Anne. Yeah. Those of you who want to head out, we are way past the 2-hour mark. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Elite gatekeeping. Yes. Yeah. Mm. Hmm. Sorry. I'm like, these comments are fantastic. Yeah. Augie says, I think a big reason we feel as if we failed is because the communities that do so well feel like, or excuse me, the communities that do so well, they feel like the elite are gatekeeping their mediums. Yes. Making success seem either uninteresting or unachievable. Yes. 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 I just made my peace with the fact that publishing would be impossible and I would never write a book in my entire life, when I was a teenager. I don't know. I've never really told that to anyone before, but yes. Yeah. Yeah, Tim says, Jimmy, we're all guilty of comparing our insides to other creators' outsides. Yes. And, the people who you feel like are passing you by, are they dead inside? Are they fulfilled? Are they on the edge of a cliff? Do they have a miserable family life? Um, you can't compare what you feel inside to what you see on someone else's outside because that's just assumption. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Damien says, I gave up my dream as an author and became a photographer. Despite my success in that medium, my heart was always in this. And I needed podcasting to get to where it is now, to bring what I do to life. Yeah. The medium wasn't ready. There weren't audiences for fictional podcasts 10 years ago. I want to be really careful with, we'll say 20 years ago or 15 years ago. And it's just now starting to take off. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. Rob says, hey, Sarah, what you are saying now about giving up being a traditionally published author in high school, that is exactly how I felt in high school. Yes, one needed to know people. Yes, need an agent, all of that. I did not have any of that. I was just a guy who loved to write. Rob, same. And like at the time, you either had to live in New York City, right? And I was like, I don't want to live in New York City. Maybe I could live in Chicago and like commute. And it's just building up this like huge life, you know? Good. Chris, you got your domain. I love to hear it. Mm. Isn't that interesting? Damien says, one of my closest friends and creative confidants told me that she realized only a few years ago when she heard my audio drama work that I was an audio storyteller, that my writing was best suited to be read out loud. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And Tim says, we be out here comparing our middles to everyone's endings. Yeah. And that's the other thing too, even though we're all running next to each other, maybe one person's finish line is here and another person's finish line is way down there. And maybe those finish lines don't even exist because we're never going to stop. This is so good. That's really good. Ooh, The Poem of the Woodcarver by, and I might not say this well, but Chuang Tzu. Give it a read if you're interested. Really made an impact on me this week. Matt, are you a member of our Discord? Because I kind of want you to share a link to that in our Discord under the inspiration channel if you're a member of that. Oh, and hey, those of you who are hanging out here, if you are not a member of our Discord and you want to be, just let one of our mods know. Yes, yes. So Tim, if you could invite Matt R1980, who would love an invite to our Discord, we would love to have you there. It's a great community. Um, so let's make that happen. Mods, thank you, by the way. You are magical and amazing and wonderful, and I could not do this without you. Yeah. Yeah, what the world was like pre-internet with publishing. Yeah, Rob. Yes. Yeah. Oh, and Rob would also love a link to the Discord if we can make that happen over on Facebook as well. Rob, are you on the I Am a Writer Facebook group? Mm. Let's see. Yeah, Pinball says the fact that e-publishing is no longer really stigmatized gives me hope that maybe I will be able to get published. Yes, the weight of traditional publishing was too much for me. Maybe I can reboot that dream. I hope you can. I'm trying to show your comment, but it's not letting me. Oh, you know what? I think so. I don't know if you can still hear and see me, but I think my internet died. Um, so as we wrap up here, it looks like Meg would also like a Discord invite. Um, I don't know. I'm really, really hoping. Oh, thank you. You were in the Facebook group, Rob? Okay. Um, yeah, it looks like our internet is like dying. And it's been like super windy out all day, so that's probably why. Oh, good. Okay, now all of the comments are showing up. Okay. Yes, good. Okay, good. So yes, if Megra12 could also get an invite to the Discord, that would be beautiful. And yeah, we're gonna wrap up so that I can go fall down. Yes. Huh, okay. So hopefully you can still hear me. Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah, technical difficulties, because that's what we do. That's what we deal with. That's what we deal with here. Okay, I'm gonna let you go and get back to your lives. Thank you for being here, as always. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being you. You are on a unique journey. And I know it's a frustrating journey, and it's maybe a long journey. But I'm glad you're on it. I hope you're glad you're on it. I hope you're having fun. I hope that your journey includes, tea and good food and treats and, all of the things that we need to take care of ourselves to counterbalance the frustration and the negative reviews and the rejection and the comparison. Yes. Yes. Damien says you can do it in all caps. And I don't know if my software is going to show this comment. Maybe not. Whatever. That's fine. We're wrapping up. That's fine. But yeah. I'll see you guys in the Discord. As a reminder, we do these create-alongs every Wednesday evening, starting at 7 p.m. Central. So that is 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central. Oh, there's Damien's comment. Okay, it's finally showing up. 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Facebook / Twitch / YouTube, wherever you're wherever you're watching from. And replays are always available. They're available for 15 days over on Twitch, or they are available forever on my YouTube channel. It's been a pleasure to spend the evening with you, my beautiful creator friends. Take good care of yourselves, take good care of each other, and I will see you next Wednesday. All right. I will see you then. Ooh, a train. Bye for now.